Hey, team, welcome to the Buck Brief. On this episode, Michael Cargill is with us. He is a big Second Amendment hero, really, and he'll tell you all why. He has stared down the progressive leftist Leviathan and been victorious. Michael, first off, thank you so much for what you've stood for here. Tell everybody about your case and how you defeated the Biden administration on something.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for having me. Yes, it's the bump stock lawsuit, the Michael Cargill versus the Department of Justice and Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Back in 2018, the ATF decided they were going to create a rule to ban bump stocks because of the Las Vegas shooting.
Right.
And so,
And this happened under Trump, by the way. So we should note that this is one of the rare moments where I'll say I think Trump got it wrong, but the Biden administration kept fighting and then wanted to implement this. But keep going.
yeah, exactly. It was a gateway, kind of gateway of the ATF getting into the banning different parts and pieces. So the shooting happened in Las Vegas because this was like the worst mass shooting in the country. The pressure was put on everyone, left, right, to do something. Something had to be done, and because this is such a very nasty shooting, that both sides decided to do something, and everyone was in on it. The NRA was in on it. There were a lot of different organizations in on it, and no one wanted to go against Trump because he was his administration. But me, I have this tunnel vision. When it comes to the Second Amendment, I believe in standing, right there and making sure that no one violates my constitutional rights. So I decided to bring this lawsuit forward because I said, hey, if we allow the federal government, the ATF, to walk into your home and take something that you legally owned or purchased and ban it, then what stops them from doing other things is stopping them from taking other parts and pieces.
Right. And this is a huge issue with the administrative state. If they can just decide essentially that by whim, I mean, they can just have a regulatory order and create felons out of people. I think everyone needs to understand they're not saying if you don't hand over your bump stock or if you don't hand over your pistol brace, you're going to pay $100 fine. They're saying we're going to arrest you. We're going to imprison you. We're going to take away more of your rights because you'll be a convicted felon afterwards. That's insane.
Right. And this is much bigger than firearms. We're talking, I'm talking about protecting my Texas farmers. I'm talking about protecting my Texas ranchers. We're talking about a government agency that's going to create a rule to convict people and pretty much take people's livelihood away. And I said, absolutely not. This has got to stop. And so I filed a lawsuit.
And you won that lawsuit. So congratulations on that one. Made its way all the way up through the courts. I was wondering, as somebody who obviously is familiar with bump stocks, do you have an opinion on, there's look, I'll just say it. I've seen guys who are special forces veterans who say that they just don't believe that a bump stock could have been what was used at the. In fact, they've said they thought it was like a 240, whether 240 Golf or 240 Bravo, effectively a belt-fed machine gun and not a bump stock at the Las Vegas shooting. Do you have an opinion on that based on the video?
Absolutely. Just basing off the video and what it sounded like, it definitely belt-fed or possibly more than one shooter. But coming from one person, looking at the photos of that room, I don't see enough ammunition of rounds on the ground, spent casings whatsoever. So definitely something else is going on there they're not telling us about. And to take this one little part, this piece here, and to say, hey, they're banning this. We're going to ban this in the entire country because of one particular little incident. It's just insane and it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, it keeps the door open for the EPA. You name a federal agency can decide, what, we think this should be illegal now. So now it's illegal. Now it's a crime. Congress is supposed to do that. It's not supposed to be a bunch of bureaucrats at the ATF or anywhere else.
Yeah, you take OSHA, you take what happened in 2000 with shutting, the country shutting down from COVID and how long that lasted, all that stuff. We have to put our foot down and say, you know what, the power belongs to the people, not to the government. We should not be in fear of our government. The government should be in fear of us.
This is a moment where I get to say that our proud sponsor here on the podcast is a Bear Creek Arsenal. Michael, you know some of Bear Creek Arsenal's products, right? I mean, I think there's for the money, some of the best guns you're going to get anywhere on the market.
I'm going to tell you, we get Bear Creek Arsenal firearms in here every single week. Our customers love Bear Creek, and because we accept transfers from other places, and let me tell you, we receive them every single week from Bear Creek. I love Bear Creek.
You're hearing here from a guy who is a true two-way defender, enthusiast, somebody who really is all about the Second Amendment. And Bear Creek Arsenal, I've been to their facility in North Carolina. They are all gun guys and gals. They want to give you the best possible firearms at the best possible prices. I mean, when you see what they have on offer, whether it's handguns, rifles, they'll sell you uppers. Their uppers are phenomenal. You can change in and out on your rifles, different components. Bear Creek Arsenal should be your new firearms manufacturer for all of you out there. Go check them out today. BearCreekArsenal.com/Buck. Use promo code Buck. That's promo code BUCK. Get 10% off your first order. That's BearCreekArsenal.com/Buck. Make sure you use that promo code Buck for 10% off your first order. Go check out the rifles they have. When you see the prices, you're going to be amazed at the quality also when you're out at the range with them. I've been out the range. They fire so well, so accurate, feels so good on your hands because they're just made to be the best possible guns, like I said. All right, Michael.
And we actually use them in our class for our beginners. So,
really?
Yes, absolutely. We love them.
Oh, fantastic. That's great to hear. So tell me this, the Biden White House, what was it? The Health and Human Services head, I think it was. Oh, no, the Surgeon General. Surgeon General has said that there is a gun violence emergency, and we need to have new policies to address the gun violence emergency. Does that just mean they want to ban so-called assault rifles? Like, what do they think is going to change as a legal matter that will address any of this? Is it just a gun grab?
It's all about control. Exactly that. It's all about control and coming after your firearms and trying to ban something. We don't see people, complaining or demanding. We go to the car dealerships when someone jumps in the vehicle and runs over a bunch of people in a parade, or like 4th of July or something like that. We don't see them going to Chevy dealership. We don't see them going to Ford and demanding that we hold the dealership or the manufacturer responsible for that. No, we hold that person responsible. We have a parenting problem in this country. We have a problem where parents are not spending time with their kids and watching some of the things that their kids are doing. That's the problem that we have in this country. We need to focus on parenting, focus on the individual, and stop blaming my firearms. There's a gun that's sitting right here. It's sitting right here. Let me show you this. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. See, it's not going to happen.
No, it does not in fact happen. The gun is not like a possessed demon that can decide to do evil and harm people without a human being who is doing the wrong thing actually making all the decisions. That's the part of this that the Democrats never want to address and to deal with. Before we let you go, Michael, you're a two-way guy, so I'm assuming you're a constitutionalist, a patriot, and not going to be voting for any communists come this fall. How do you think Trump is looking at this stage? And do you think, if I may ask you, there's always this hope that there'll be more Trump votes from within the black community across this country. Particularly among black men, the polling is suggesting it's looking pretty good for Trump. What do you think?
I think that more people in the black and brown community are going to be voting conservative come this election time because they're looking at some of the things that the liberals, the left is doing. This whole thing of abortion, trying to convince people to kill their unborn child, reducing the amount of black and brown people we have on this planet. I see people wanting to take their own personal responsibility in their own hands and not allowing the left to tell them that you can't protect yourself. You're not smart enough to get a driver's license. You can't read or anything like that. Whatever, these crazy liberals that we're hearing out of like states of Michigan, California, people want to take their own personal safety in their own hands. And yes, I'm pretty sure the black community can read, and I know they have ID.
I have one question for you before we actually close up here, Michael. This is a fun one. It is the zombie apocalypse. I'm sure you've seen Walking Dead, okay? You get one and we'll take Bear Creek Arsenal out of this because obviously that would be your first choice because they're sponsoring this podcast. But you get one firearm model that you have to fight against the zombies and the zombie apocalypse. What do you go with? What is your choice?
I'm going with the AR-15 hands down. I won't pick a model, a particular one, particular manufacturer.
Right, but you go AR. You go AR.
But I'm going AR-15, 100%, 30-round magazine. Have 20 extra magazines on me and a truckload of ammunition, and I'm ready to go.
You'd be the neighbor in the zombie apocalypse that everybody would want to have. So would I. I got to be honest with you. I got a lot in the gun safe over here. So anyway, Michael, keep in touch, man. Thank you again for standing firm for both the Second Amendment and also standing against the administrative state. Let us know here on the show how we can help going forward. Keep in touch, all right?
Absolutely. Reach out to us because we're selling those bump stocks as always.
Where? What's the store? What's the store? Because we have people listening down in Texas.
That's right. We're at Central Texas Gunworks in Austin, Texas, and we have bump stocks for sale.
I'm coming. Next time I'm in Austin, Michael, I'm coming to see you. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.